All systems have been alerted to your presence, sir.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
I hope you know what you're doing.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Toy Chest. The Starlight Digest presents Toy Chest, which is everything Star Wars collectibles, from Black Series, the Vintage Collection, to Salt and Pepper Shakers. Whenever we get there one day, you know that's gonna be fun when we kind of revisit the shower curtains and
I do have
else.
a spatula. I can bring my spatula and show
There's
that
a whole
one day.
kitchen collectibles we can do, right? It'd be so
Yeah.
fun to do, revisit. But
It's the worst spatula ever.
yeah, that doesn't mean they're functional. They just mean they look good, right?
Yep.
All right. So this is our 5th episode being recorded on May 6th. What is it? May the 6th be with you? May or
It's Revenge of the Sixth sometimes.
These things get invented all the time, but
this is the May.
this is the May. The whole month is Star
That's
Wars.
right.
All right. So I'm your host, Darn Moocher. I've got Scott Solo here.
What's up, nerds?
And we are here to talk about all things Star Wars collectibles, but especially the announcements that were on May 4th of the Vintage Collection and Black Series, because figures is our 99% of what we talk about here. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff and what's going on with the Haslab Vintage Collection, you know. But before we get into all that stuff, real fast, here's a quick shout out to our Shadow Council. These guys make our engines go every week. You know, these are the guys. So if you feel inclined to join that ever-growing list, the QR code is right there. Click on it and be a part of the Shadow Council. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And
thank you for saving my vocals.
Oh yeah. Just trying to, you know, because I want to get to all of that good stuff. And of course, you know, Wednesdays are our flagship shows. We're going to talk about everything Star Wars. I'm going to try to curb that talk here. I'm not trying not to get into stuff that we've got, Alkalite and all that stuff, you know, unless it's toy related. But Scott, you know, our pit is here and our live chat. So go ahead and shout out everybody who's being digested in there right now.
All right, man. We've got the 80s kid from the 90s. He is checking in. What's up, buddy? How's it going, man? Yeah, we have got, and Mando Mike. It's a really small group in there chatting right now. So
yeah.
Anybody else watching, just drop a line.
Absolutely. And yeah, 80s kid. This is the comment that I'm going to start with to kick off our show right here. He says, just when I was slowly getting out of Black Series, they pull me back in. That Phantom Menace 3-pack looks amazing. I'm definitely getting those Pipeline Luke and Leia figures. Yeah, we're going to get into that right now. We also have Basil G. Hello. So he's checking in. He or she.
Hello,
I don't know.
Basil. You have to say with a name like Basil, you've got to say it like this.
Yeah, that's why you're
Basil.
Here. Yes. But yeah, so we are. If you guys notice, our intro video has the evolution of Farm Boy Luke. Okay, Farm Boy Luke was a main reason why Scott chose to do that figure, and a lot of the reasons why it gives us, not I don't know, like
PTSD.
flashbacks,
Yeah.
PTSD from collecting all these years.
Yeah, man. Farm Boy Luke. It was a 3 3/4 inch Farm Boy Luke from the Saga collection. I want to say it was probably 2009 that made
Yeah,
me stop collecting Star Wars for a little while because I'm like, all right, I'm done. I
yeah,
do not need
yeah,
27 Farm Boy
yeah.
Lukes.
And that's, I mean, we're not joking.
Yeah.
Chris and I, the same time, same thing. It was like, okay, look, I don't need it. Yeah, my shelf is. I could put one shelf of Farm Boy Luke's on there, and then they're, like I said, we're going with the '80s kid comment. With the pipeline reveals, they're giving us another Farm Boy Luke, but there is some justification in the Black Series because the original Farm Boy look doesn't. I mean, it needs a rehaul.
I'm looking at him right now, and I'm hate staring at him right now.
Yeah. So it's almost like a hate.
figure.
It's gonna be a hate buy for me.
Yeah.
When I get that Farm Boy look, I'm like, oh, and I'm gonna take the other one and burn it because I just don't want a collection of them. I want the definitive version of that figure,
Yeah.
And a lot of it is what we're getting on the Black Series stuff is gonna be an updated version of something that was good, but then also a much needed updated version too. I want to give a shout out to Michael Nostalgia, Federation representation. Hope you guys and the families are doing great. Baby Abigail is fussy from a vaccine today. Well, hope she gets better. She will. But thanks for checking in, man.
She needs a Farm Boy Luke, and then she'd be happy.
Yeah, you'll be happy instantly, and then in 5 years when you have 8 more of them, kind of gets a little. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Mando. Because when he ended Black Series, I think he counted 14 Farm Boy Lukes from in variations from the 3 3/4 on. Yeah, it was something. But so we got a live stream on May 3rd, last Friday. A couple promises. And like I said, I'm gonna keep the vintage collection here, and I'm gonna kick it your way pretty soon here. But I wasn't expecting much from vintage collection other than that Haslab announcement, and we're going to get into maybe why they delayed it. But what they did give us was retro collection and Black Series. So I'll just go with the pipeline first. The pipeline was another Luke, another Leia. I forgot what the other one was, but it was all stuff that we already have. It's more like archive or resculpt. So I'm like, okay, nothing for me to jump out of my seat with. I have SH figure art Luke Skywalker and Leia, which I figured those are my definitive Luke and Leia. We'll see how these go. I want to see the accessories these come with. I don't know. We'll see about that. So,
see, I was never able to pick up the SH figure arts Farm Boy Luke. So for me,
this
might be my definitive Luke. If it's not, if I see it and it just doesn't hit the right nerve,
it's gotta have.
I will hunt down. I will hunt down that SH figure arts. But I'm looking at right now, like the Return of the Jedi Lukes that we've gotten lately, and the Mandalorian version of Luke, and the sculpts are right there. They're right there.
Yeah.
So
they are, man. They are.
I have some faith.
Yeah, this will be the third iteration of the Blockade Runner Leia also.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if this is going to be like an archive or is this a brand, because the last one they did pretty good on it. Is this going to be not, because the last two were cloth goods? Is this one going to be hard, plastic? I don't know. And like when I see these kind of pipelines, and I still, after a Hammerhead and all these things, I'm like, come on, but get it into other people's hands, and new sculpts is great too.
Yeah, I think I heard new tooling completely. So
let's go. I'm all for new retooling, and then if they could take that opportunity also to give us more accessories and or something that goes to a bigger collection, I'm all for that. Michael Mahoney's checking in. We've got also Double S7. Yeah, we're not going to be spoiling anything other than action figures and the toys. So of course, now tune in on Wednesday's show.
On Wednesday,
you better watch it. Yeah, you better watch it and then check and then come to the live show because we are spoiling everything that we've seen. But yeah, don't worry about today. We got you. Yeah, 80s kid also. Yeah, the Rebel Trooper and Stormtrooper, that was the pipeline also. Okay, I'm cool with the 2-packs. There's been a lot of announcements on 2-packs with Black Series, which is cool. I'm hoping though that the Rebel Trooper is a different sculpt from the one we have, so we can have a variation on it.
Yeah.
Me, I've always said I don't care. Stormtrooper should always be on the shelves, and I take that opportunity and I buy more Stormtroopers because I want 1,000 of them.
Right.
and as long as it's the new sculpt, the new articulation from it, and I think those are the best. Those are the definitive Stormtroopers. So I'm cool with that 2-pack. I don't have visuals, but we just have like a little bit of I didn't capture the pipeline visual on that. So, yeah, what was my Mando Mike saying? Black Series pipeline, Rebel Fleet, Stormtrooper. Yeah. And Dagon from the gaming, it was another gaming greats. So that was the 4 pipeline reveals. So Dagon, not Han, Luke, Leia, and the Trooper 2-pack. Let's see. Michael Mahoney's all saying, if Hasbro gave up Star Wars license, who would you rather see as a good price? 4 and 3. 6 inch. Oh, okay. I got you. I see what you're saying.
Oh, for both the 4-inch line and the 6-inch line.
We have talked about that before, and maybe we'll get into that again. As a collective, like who can take it over. It's all speculation because I think they're never gonna let that go, and think that if another company took it over to start, and they would start all over, it wouldn't be a continuation. How many people would be like, I'm out if another company took over, or how many people go, I'm in since Hasbro's not doing it, right?
Yeah,
that'd be a tough decision for a lot of people. I don't think it would be a continuation. You would Farm Boy Luke again. Here's their version of Vader. Here's their version. But if they get, that's a nightmare situation. But at the same time, it could be a cool, refreshing situation, right? It
could be. But I look at everything that we've gotten, and I look at, especially for like 3 3/4 inch, right? With the world building. With the world building that we've had with the fighters and the freighters and the play sets and all that. And I think, Jesus, to start all over again with that would be nightmare inducing, because they're going to want to hit all the main characters. You're going to get your Luke, Han, Leia, Mandalorian, Grogu, Darth Vader. Yeah.
Never end. Michael also is asking like the price range. I don't think it'd be any cheaper than we got now. I think the $25 price tag is probably what another company would come into as far as Black Series wise, and probably around the $17 to $20 vintage. Just because it's established now. But there's an opportunity. I think we'd get actually another company coming in would give us more for what that price range gives us. Like maybe they'd be like, all right, we're keeping that price, but you're going to get more accessories, more heads, more hands, stuff like that. That could be where they would,
I'm still on the, before we send in the torches and pitchforks, let's see what Mr. Stevie can pull out, right? Because
yes,
we're still dealing with the things that have already been in production and all that. I think we're starting to see some of his ideas come through with the pipelines.
Yeah,
possibly.
I would think so, Scott.
I would think so too.
The pipelines are his. Now it's him. The other stuff, because we know all the stuff that we pre-ordered, we've got pre-orders that are, haven't even shipped yet from last year. We've got pre-orders that we did earlier to ship that are not going to ship till next year. So there is a flux there of what's out there, what has been produced, because what they have been produced. I think that the stuff that they're coming out now, they came up with a year and a half ago.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? And
Agreed.
And it takes that long for them to come up with new stuff. So the direction that we want to see is the focus on certain either movies or groups of figures. Let's have a true wave. Like a Jabba's Denizens, like a true wave of those. Even if you want to throw in a resculpted Luke or whatever, but a concentrated wave on that would be awesome, you know.
And that's what Marvel does, right? Marvel,
Yeah, yeah.
they're the Marvel Legends figures. They come out with these waves, and each wave, the figures are all related with one another, right?
Yeah.
To whatever movie or TV show or something that comes out. And he is also in charge of that Marvel, the Marvel Legends
Yes,
team
he is.
as well.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe he could steer the ship that way, because I mean,
think
how
so.
cool would that be if we had a wave of 4 Black Series figures and it was all new sculpts,
Yeah.
like definitive sculpts of Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, Obi-Wan, right?
Right.
And yeah, that's fingers crossed. That's what I'm hoping we'll see.
Yeah. Even though I have them, I would buy them if they, like I said, they came with different hands. They had accessories that went around with them, you know, that you can world build on the Black Series level. You're not going to get the big elaborate world building. You have to go to your third party 3D printers for that, which is fine. Vintage collection though, I see them doing something big, and we're gonna talk about that, you know, in a minute here. But Gordon Skolsky is also checking in.
What's up, Gordon?
Good to see you, man. I know like May 4th came and went, and we did not do a get together, but I mean, we still celebrate Star Wars in our own ways, and we'll get into that on our Wednesday show, of course, you know. But let's go to what they did announce for us on May 4th. Okay, so here's on the Black Series, the updated schedule or the updated figures. I broke these. I took all the exclusives and I put it on its own little page, and this is your mainline figures. Okay, so what I thought K80 Monday was still being shipped. We don't have notifications yet, but the rumor is that and the Destroyer Droid are still rumored to be shipping soon. Cool. And then we have got 2 brand new figures, brand new. Even though the 2-pack of the Super Battle Droid is coming, this is a clean version of the battle droid, and of course, Episode 3 Palpatine or Sidious. Right? This is great news. It's got the hard plastic hood and soft goods, the robe, which I thought was really cool. I think that is the way to go, because how many times do you have a figure and it's like, I call them the marshmallow figures, because the hoods never sit right. I got to put blue tack underneath it to make it sit. So I like this idea of the Emperor being, you know, the hard plastic of that. And of course, they promised the Super Battle Droid being its sole, you know, its own release, not that 2-pack with that 3PO, you know, Battle Droid head. Because again, army building. And guess what? The Super Battle Droid was $24. So it wasn't a deluxe price, which I was like, oh, because you know, they could easily just say Super Battle Droid's $30 easily. Yeah. I mean, not justifiable, but they could have. Yeah.
They could have put a couple of laser blasts that you would attach to his arms, and suddenly it's a deluxe figure.
Yeah. And so
that Palpatine is gorgeous. That is a fantastic, and I've been waiting for that. Was my favorite version of him from the prequels. Is that Revenge of the Sith, the purple outfit? I thought he looked epic in that outfit. So I can't wait to get my hand. And you know me, I'm not a Black Series regular, right? That's not my
pick and choose.
Line.
Right.
Exactly. I am picking the hell out of that one. That is a cool looking figure.
Nice. Well, let's go to the exclusives. Now the exclusives are starting to get out of hand. Okay. I mean, again, I had to put it on its own page, and then I had to break it up into the specific
grief.
I know, right? I had to get color coded with this, right? Because exclusives are not just whatever. So Target didn't have anything new coming out for the May 4th. We still have your Darth Maul. You still got your droids 2-pack with another R5 and Mando Commando. Yeah, the one that I could not get my hands on was that Yoda Gree 2-pack, and I can care less about the Gree. He was just going to go into my little clone army, but the Yoda with the multiple heads and the pose and the throne that he comes on his Jedi Council seat, which I really wanted. You know, real fast before I go on to, I just wanted to say, did anybody else get a chance to pre-order that Yoda? Because it came out for Pulse members. I didn't see it come out for regular members at all. Like I was waiting because I missed the Pulse membership wave at the allotted time, and then it never came back on. So I don't know if they did it or or what
Is
happened.
it only an exclusive with Pulse?
It's a Pulse. Yeah, it wasn't fan channel, wasn't mainline. It was a Pulse exclusive. And it said on there members at was it like 1:00 Eastern and then 2:00 for everybody else. I was there on 2 to 2:30 and never popped up for regular members or just regular people on Pulse. So I don't know about that.
See,
yeah, Gordon missed the Yoda too. Yeah, I missed it.
That pisses me off so much about their pre-orders. They should sell out on a pre-order unless these things are already on their way over in a boat, which that thing is months out. You should be able to take a order in advance. And
I think they do that. It's the whole Disney thing, right? Like create the FOMO, right? Creating it, the fear of missing. Because when they re-release or put out more, just like the Mace Windu 2-pack, it sold out real fast, but then they put out more again, and then they put out more again. Now it's available. You can buy it now. So anyway, going back to the thing, Amazon is getting into the exclusive race again with the new. It is a new and improved Palpatine with his throne. It's a new face sculpt and or paint apps, new paint apps, I believe. So that was kind of like, whoa, I didn't know that was a thing. To come back, that was kind of shocking. And the Gaming Greats Droid 3-pack with the battle droids and the MAGA guards. So there's that for Amazon. We got our GameStop exclusive, which is the Phantom Menace 3-pack, all new Darth Maul, like a complete brand new Darth Maul tooling. They said, and Qui-Gon looks amazing. These photos don't do it justice, of course. Go out and explore it, but that Qui-Gon looks great. The Darth Maul is brand new as far as tooling and articulation, and everything. This is all out now. Yeah, I know. I was like, come on, guys. And then Walmart has Walmart shipped both of their exclusives from before from their collector con. So you should be getting that in the mail. I got mine. There is Balin is available now. So he became available last week or on Saturday. So go grab him. And of course, Enoch and the Zombie Trooper 2-pack Walmart exclusive. So I did get that one also. Looks great. And finally, we've got, like I said, 2-packs, right? I'm cool with the 2-packs. Keep it because a 4-pack will be out $100. Keep it at $50. Maybe they'll release another version of the Zombie Trooper that doesn't have the gray as a solo release, and I'm cool with like a couple of them, So again, man, look at here's your main line, and here's your exclusives, which are getting the 3-packs, the 2-packs, and I mean it's heating up, man. Black Series is heating up.
It is.
Rhino Hobbies was saying something about he feels like they're starting to right the ship a little bit.
Feels like it's. I mean, you go online and you go online and you still see all the complaining, and it's ridiculous. It's
a lot of those are retooled figures, reissued figures. A lot of those are, and then you got like Episode 3 Palpatine. You got the the Super Battle Droid. There's not a lot to be like brand new, never before made, but now you got here's Darth Maul, which but they didn't archive Maul, but they could have took advantage of rearticulation. The Qui-Gon they redid, it's still fresh in my memory. Like last year, I think Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Maul were brand new paint apps, new face sculpts, and now we're getting another version 3-pack, and it's a GameStop exclusive. So I know.
And I forgot to order it too. So
I think it's still available. I don't think anything but that Yoda is sold out as far as I was just looking at GameStop, and I don't even see it on there. Okay. You might have to go to Yak Face for the link. Like he has the little link there, and maybe I'll take you over there.
And that goes back to a conversation we had a couple of weeks ago. Why do they make these things so freaking hard to find whenever they drop, right? Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
None of these I will I never find these kind of big, except for Target. I never find them in the stores. I always have to order them, have them shipped to me. Target's the only one that I will find the exclusives in the stores.
Yeah, I usually find them for you.
Yeah. Well, I say I very loosely. Scott usually finds it for me in the stores.
But the Phantom Menace pack is really nice. I'm digging that.
80s Kid saying so it's on the app. There's a GameStop, maybe he's talking.
Ah,
Yeah, GameStop app. So Scott, check
okay.
that.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, the Phantom Menace 3-pack. Yeah, they're very, again, I'm all for updating, especially getting some new collectors in the mix. You know, some people that want to jump in. It's like I think it's a good time. I mean, Hasbro is always known for reissue. I mean, think about this. You still have you have a chance of getting Luke, Leia, Darth Vader, Stormtroopers, Rebel Blockade Troopers, Brent, you know, like kind of like in the mix. And I do believe probably a Han and Chewie will be coming. It's nothing that I know about. It just makes sense. And an Obi-Wan. The last Obi-Wan we got was the Cantina pack with the half of or a quarter of the Cantina bar. I think that's the last rendition of Obi-Wan, and he was different than the previous release. But again, SH Figure Arts, I have Obi-Wan too, definitive, one of the best figures.
I don't. I have the Black Series version of him. He's actually sitting over here because, like you said about the hoods, his hood is cloth, and it just pisses me off because
it looks like a marshmallow. Yeah, exactly. It's I have a love-hate with cloth goods. Love-hate, you know.
No, the way they did it was perfect with that with the city.
I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. And the only difference, anybody's wondering, the Balin that's released, that Walmart exclusive for some reason. The only difference is it comes with a hood, a cloth hood. That's it. I don't think maybe the color correction on the saber, but I don't think the height. I think the height is the exact same as the released with Shin.
Yeah.
So
well, I did the fix using the Rivas, that whole recipe of using the Rivas dyes and the whole. I did that. I boiled them. I popped them off.
Crazy.
I snapped them back together, and it does give him a nice height advantage over.
So do you think?
Shin.
You think Hasbro put out that hack to sell more Rivas? Like we got all these Rivas, man. And here's the hack. It's their solution, you know. It's like, look at our bottom lines when they go to their shareholders. Like, Riva sold great.
She's the most popular character.
Oh man,
it's like ET video games from the 80s. There's like a landfill just filled with loose Riva parts,
which is a documentary out there with that, and it's fantastic. You gotta search it out, and maybe I should be a Beyond the Pit talk one day of that.
That's a good idea.
That's so good. I love that. So Gordon is saying we need where is it? We need a zombie trooper building pack with 2 extra helmets. You know something, Gordon? 2 extra helmets is all it makes the whole world difference on that 2-pack right there. The bodies could be the same. I mean, I know they were all kind of different, but that would have been fun. Didn't real fast before we get into retro here is Michael Mahoney saying, have you guys seen GameStop Jazzware Star Wars Darth Revan adult helmet replica for $80?
Yeah, that's the one I texted you the other day.
Yes. I looks fantastic. And with the cloth hood on it too. So yes, and we are going to start doing the cosplay elements of Black Series and Hot Toys and the Micro Galaxy stuff. So we're going to start lumping that into the overall collecting. But for right now, I'll kick it over to Scott so he can get us into retro, what was announced, and the vintage collection. So it's all yours.
Pardon me if I take intermittent breaks because I keep coughing like crazy. But
good.
we all as part of our ongoing list of figures that are coming out, updated this. We did add the troop builder set, the X-Wing fighter pilot troop builders.
Yes.
Which are 2 aliens and 2 humans, which is kind of cool. So you can expand that. I got to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with the aliens because we never saw alien X-Wing pilots in the movies.
Only in the video games,
video games and the comic books and stuff like that.
I agree.
So
I agree.
I was kind of excited about having the 4-pack, and then whenever I saw it, I was a little like, okay. Yeah. I'll still order it because I mean, if anything, I can always do some head swapping and get a couple cool aliens out.
It's like background fodder, but again, if you're trying to make your Rebel hangar and you're putting them in, it doesn't fit that world building. I mean, it fits the world building, but it doesn't fit the movie thematic theme, right? Like
yeah. So I mean, That's cool. So also I did find the Jango Fett deluxe figure. I haven't opened it yet. I will be doing a toy review on that as soon as I regain my voice.
Yeah.
You can find him right now if you don't already have him ordered and you're just out and about. He is at GameStop. So
Cool.
it was $26.99 regular price, and then you get your discount on there if you're a GameStop member. So he'll be leaving this list next week. So that Jango Fett will be off the list. We also have, if you look down to the bottom right corner, we have some screenshots now of the ghost in the box that the ghost will be coming in.
Yeah.
That is a massive box. What you
That's
don't
about
see
as
is
big as the G.I. Joe flag box, probably.
it's not quite, but it's pretty big. It's bigger. I think it's bigger box than the Millennium Falcon.
Wow.
What was the Legacy Falcon?
Yeah.
And it looks really cool. I like what you can't really tell in the picture is top corner of the box. It actually shows the figures carded that are inside the box too.
Yes.
So you kind of get a feel of what they look like, and it shows you, of course, the bottom left corner of how the Ghost 2 or the Phantom 2 comes off. And then right next to that, we have got our pipeline reveals. We've got a couple of added pipeline reveals. We've got Ahsoka's Anakin Skywalker, the flashback scene.
Ahsoka's, yeah.
We've
like
got
these pipelines.
Yeah, me too. We've got the Mandalorian 4-pack as I think they're the Hawkbats. It's the Hawkbat Mandalorians as they're going to rescue everybody. So that's kind of cool. And of course, it's Mandalorians, man. We're going to get Mandalorian variations till the cows come home. And a lot of people are bitching about it. I'm cool with it. I don't mind at all. And then we've got the Armor's Forge playset.
Yeah.
So I think that's from season 1.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I was like, oh, come on, man. Black Series Forge playset would be amazing. I mean, and they could do it. It's doable, right? But I'm was kind of cool with this. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the X-Wing Fighter 4-pack, X-Wing Pilot 4-pack was in the pipeline reveal 2 weeks ago. It's been moved up. So we're just shifting shit around here on the old Sarlacc toy chest. So
some surprises come here and there, and but
And then we got a pack, a retro collection pack, which I'm halfway cool with and halfway not, because
it's almost like half-assed, right? I mean,
it is. It is. Every other movie has gotten at least one complete 6-pack of figures, right? And I might not be a huge Attack of the Clones fan, but I would love to have a full 6-pack of retro figures for it. Yeah. I'm still a collector, damn it. And Revenge of the Sith, I mean, we're only getting Anakin, Clone Trooper, and Grievous, even though that Grievous is super cool with the 4 arms and all that.
It is
really cool. Yeah, man, I was just a little bit bummed out that we didn't get 2 full 6-packs. I would have absolutely bought those.
I am
and
too,
these
man.
were Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to me, it's almost like again, like, oh, this is an ongoing thing. They're gonna have these movie, 6-pack of figures, and then when you get a double feature like this, and there's only 3 from each one, I always kind of go like, well, damn, now I'm cut short because are they going to give us more later? Are we gonna do this again? Is this a thing where we're gonna handle 2 movies at a time, or are we dwindling down? Are we done? Are we dwindling this?
I don't think we're done. They're really popular with people. So
I hope so. I root for it all. You know that, and I want to see, like I said, that it's a cool marketing thing, but at the same, like hitting 2 movies at the same time to give it like a little more of a refresh. But I think there would be so much more excitement if it was like Attack of the Clones 4 6-pack, and then
because now we're seeing a Clone Trooper Phase 2, but we're not seeing a Clone Trooper Phase 1, right?
You
could have had a Clone Trooper, a Phase 1 Clone Trooper, another Jedi. You could have had Count Dooku. You could have had a Genosian soldier. There's a lot you could have done with these packs, and I'm hoping that we did get 2 A New Hope packs over the years. So we did get 2 packs.
That's
maybe we'll get a second pack.
Maybe you'll get another split, episodes 2 and 3 pack, in which we'll have, Anakin episode 2 and then Padme episode 3. Like it's almost like the mirrored versions of it. Who knows? But what again? What's glaringly missing? Rhino Hobby says it right here. A Carson Teva figure would be nice. Carson Teva figure would be nice. At this point, I'll buy it if it's retro, if it's vintage, if it's Black Series. You know?
Yeah. I'd support it. Why not?
We're not asking for a background character.
Show.
Yeah. We're not asking for a background character here. This is okay.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what we feel. There's a big uproar about or a demand for Carson Teva, not just because he's a friend of all the shows. He's not because but he's a very popular character. He's an awesome character, and it's world building, so we need it. So
yeah.
Gordon, just real quick, Gordon, nice to see him prequel love. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I love to see. So I'm okay with a lot of some of these releases, like the Emperor or stuff going on all across the lines. Yeah.
I was going to recommend everybody that if you watch those Hasbro live streams or you see some Hasbro posts on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, just put in there, where's Carson Teva? Just everybody hammer home. We want Carson
I see
Teva.
it in there. I do see people in there. I do see a Carson Teva in there.
Yeah.
And somebody has to be taking notes there on the Hasbro. Say, how many today? We had 35 today, sir. Only 35. I said, wait until we get to 50. Then 50 comments in it.
And knowing our luck, it'll be like Lando. Carson Teva will hit, and then it'll be on every peg for years, and we'll be like, damn it.
Yeah. I don't know what either they're waiting for the show to come out where it's like he's in every episode or what. But a little communication goes a long way too.
A Zeb Carson Teva 2-pack.
Why not? The Zeb with the blue in the blue squadron outfit, and I'll buy it.
I'm in. Totally.
I'll buy it. So a lot of people are talking about the Duras, the X-Wing pack, Basil G is saying, let's see, he says, I love that Duras pilot, and if they've gone to the trouble to do the head, it can be used for a certain Cantina Patreon or two. I agree.
Yes.
I kind of like that, like I said, even though it's vintage, it still gives you that pause going like, you're right. And how easy is it to get those two Duros in the Cantina scene, right?
Yeah.
But that might kind of go into our next conversation here. The Star Wars Vintage Collection Haslab, the next one that was supposed to be announced, was delayed. They said, don't worry, it's coming. There's just some things that had to be worked out. I think it was their words. They had to work it out. So the speculation started.
Yeah, it was something along the lines of, we want to make sure we do it right instead of just do it. So they want to make sure it's good.
Now, okay, there was a lot of talk and some buzz around it, and I get some disappointment just because of the anticipation. But I don't think fire and brimstone when it came to they don't know what they're doing. I think it's now we had speculated that it might be. Just because of rumors out there. So I think nobody knows. There's not a leaked or anything, but the little Easter eggs here and there, people are speculating that it's the Mos Eisley Cantina, like a big major play set, like the Job of the throne room and stuff. And we're like, okay, well, what could be the delay with something like that? And figures, right? The figures and stuff that goes along with it. And with that Duros head sculpt, I was thinking about the two Patreons, the Cantina Patreons, and that might be something that they include in that set. With probably, if it's a Haslab, I would think it would be if it is a Cantina set, I would think it would do every figure I would say out of all 30 figures, it would probably do 15 of those figures in there. 15 alien figures with that's the only way I would justify a Cantina playset. You're right. Other than here's a Cantina playset with whatever, but make it a Haslab, and maybe that has something to do with the delay as far as there's something that we have to get right before we announce this. But they could have announced what it was, not just the details on that other thing, because it's they can do anything they want. Another speculation is, like I said, the Bad Batch Marauder with the Bad Batch carded figures in that special thing, whatever. The ship blew up, so it goes along lines with the Haslabs. But anyway,
Yeah.
what's your thought on that? Like if it is the Cantina, because you said it was kind of like, I mean, 3D printers, you can have it, but if it came up with
Yeah.
these 15 of the best, now I'm not talking Greedo, Han, Chewie, Luke, I'm talking like 15 Patreons, you know.
Yeah. You know what? I would be down with it if it was like a solid number of patrons for that cantina, even if it's a Greedo, because we haven't had a good Greedo in the
Right.
vintage collection. So, but I'm trying to think of who else we could have. I mean, maybe Muftak and Kabe, or I always called him Cabe.
Me too.
But
Me too.
yeah,
KABE is Cabe to me, but yeah.
I as long as we could get a whir, we could get whir in there, the bartender. We could get the things I don't want to see would be figuring down in the modal nodes. We've got them already.
Right.
We're cool there.
A
I don't want to
stage
see
that you could
a
put them
stage
there.
would be
But
fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah. I would not want to see a sand trooper, because we've got sand troopers. They're in there. They're due for a re-release, but I think it would be dumb to put them in this. I would want it to be all new sculpts, all new aliens.
Yeah.
So I've also heard rumor of a possible sandcrawler.
Wow.
So,
wow.
like
would I get that?
I mean,
that's interesting.
The one that was at Disneyland, that they sold at Disneyland, was about a, I don't know, 50% bigger than the original vintage Sandcrawler that came out. It's good size. I mean, I repainted it and everything, but it is a really good size to it. But it's still just a fraction of the size of what the Sandcrawler.
Oh, what the thing? I'm looking at the Razor Crest right now, as far as like width wise, and I mean, that would be a beast. But again, you think about a Sandcrawler and more figures, because you could have all the droids, you can have more Jawa, you can have all of these things, you can have Uncle Ben, and you can have a lot of cool accessories. And then especially if you take off the panels to make it all blasted out and attacked, because they're good with those the Haslab stuff.
Yeah,
that isn't that's one I haven't heard, and that would be cool, because again, you can lump a lot of figures in with that too. But the Sandcrawler with electronics and everything would be great.
What if then you had some stretch goals? So some of your, because there's always stretch goals to these things.
Right.
What if the stretch goal is you can get the tent setup that goes on top to be on Quill's planet, the Mandalorian version of the Sandcrawler? Or what if a stretch goal is the skull of the Crate Dragon that we saw on the top of the other Sandcrawler as well?
Why not? Why not? You kill three birds with one stone with the Sandcrawler original trilogy. Then you have all these things that add to it. I think that'd be fantastic. I'm a sucker for original trilogy, anything, even if it's vintage collection, as far as like something that big on a Haslab. Ah, man, I think I would go with that. I was almost going to go with that Cantina if it was, because I have I can, as a display, I wouldn't be getting into collecting it, collection, but it's just hard for me to say no. I know. That's a tough pass, but
that's the hard part about vintage collection, right? If you're a Black Series fan, which there is nothing wrong. There's battles going online. Black Series, but no, vintage collection is better. It's all great, right?
It's all awesome stuff.
Right. But that's the problem with vintage collection is you've got these vehicles, you've got these play sets, and it's like, oh man, those are really cool.
I'm not going to get them in Black Series. That's the,
you are not. That a Black Series scale Sandcrawler would be as big as my dining room. It would be massive.
Yeah, and I don't think I mean, as cool as that is, and expensive as that is, that's too, because every scale Black Series vehicle would be like a Haslab. I mean, like Haslab prices, right?
Would you give Mando Mike some attention real quick before he blows it?
What's he saying? I know he brought up the Geonosian Pleasure Dome. I'll bring up this because
Pleasure Dome.
Yeah, he says Pleasure Dome Arena Haslab. Jedi Council, maybe. They're doing prequel stuff, so the Jedi Council would be kind of cool. But someone was also saying about the Reek and 80s kid. Black Series Reek would be awesome. And these are again, with the last Haslab we got, they told us it's a vehicle 100%.
Yeah.
This one, they're just like, nobody knows. Like nobody knows. And the reason why we're bringing
Original
up
trilogy.
they did say original trilogy.
I believe it is original trilogy. That is the only bit of information we have of it. It is the original trilogy.
Okay. Pod racers would be awesome too. Yeah, come on, man. This I like the pod
we would
racer
all
thing.
have we would have we would have to figure out a way. We would have to
Oh,
figure
man.
out a way to raise money using like our super chats or something to make sure Chris was tortured with a Black Series pod racer. We would have to beg.
I made
borrow,
him
and
watch it
steal
on
to
May
get
4th, by the way. Or not made him.
Did you?
He put it on, and I was like, everything about this is awesome. He was trying to tell me it was too long. It's perfect. Pod racing is awesome. Haslab Death Star. Yeah, that's what. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit. Now, this would be my version of this would have been a revisit to the 80s playset, the Kenner playset. A playset, but not a diorama. Like most of the stuff that we're getting, like the playsets are actually dioramas. Yeah, they're dioramas, really. I mean, they're recreating the scene, but we haven't got a playset. Like you were mentioning about Greedo and stuff like that. You know, you would have little swivel chairs, little something you could blow back, stuff like that. We haven't had that kind of stuff in a long time when it came to like true play sets, right? So a revisit of the Star Destroyer or Death Star playset from the Kenner days would be very interesting. Would you think? Like an updated version of it where it has everything, the trash compactor, everything in there, but it is a very generic, scaled down playset. That would be something interesting. I don't know how well it sell, but yeah.
I know the artist, my friend Jamie Sullivan, the artist, he has been collecting Death Star playsets because he's making a giant round Death Star by putting. And I sold him one of mine because it was like his 12th Death Star or something like that. And I think he still needed 2 more to complete it. But that is massive. It makes the Terrordrome look.
Oh, yeah. The Terrordrome is only this big anyway. It's like,
yeah. I wouldn't mind having a Death Star playset, except for the fact that I've been building one, right? I've been 3D printing sections and building a nice Death Star playset. Now it's more like
there's your hallway scenes. Yeah. But this is like, again, it's almost like
self-contained playset.
Yeah. It's like a true play, like a very exaggerated, like the back in the Kenner days, where even the Star Destroyer he had the gun in over here, and he had like the little elevator, like the very play setty with little strings and hooks and
the last time we had that in Star Wars, I want to say was probably the BB-8 that opened up into Starkiller Base.
Right.
It was very exaggerated, very silly, but whenever it all opened up, it had a lot of play features to it. It was pretty cool. It's relatively large. And then we had those cardboard play sets for Solo. Which were not as good. No.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the only thing I could think of is when you have something that big, Star Destroyer or whatever. Because again, you're right. When the dioramas that you're building are dioramas, but they're like Death Star. They're there's some stuff coming out on that. So yeah, it's cool. Rhino Hobbies, some interesting little bit of maybe he knows something. He thinks it's a Sandcrawler that popped up last week, right before Hasbro made the announcement to hold the Haslab back. Now, you say popped up. Is it something that they slipped like they did with the Rancor, or is it something that they posted and took down? Or
what does popped up mean?
What does popped up mean? Rhino Hobbies. But I would not be. I would love a Sandcrawler. I would love that you guys were getting a Sandcrawler, because I can't.
Would you buy a Cantina? You'd get the Cantina if that.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, that's one of those things where okay, it's for like with the Ghost, like with the Ghost, I was not like, oh no, I'm not. I was just like, that's awesome. I love it. I'm not gonna get it because I don't collect vintage and I don't want to go. That's a ship that. It'd be such an eyesore in my collection. It just does not fit my collection, right?
On eBay for 1,900, sellers from Sri Lanka.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so Rhino Hobby is saying that there was a post made. Like these guys on eBay. Like here's like the Haslab Razor Crest. Right when it's coming out. So whatever.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, and it's something that, where people might think it's a joke or insignificant. It could be into something, like they might know something and they pulled it because of the delay. They're not going to get any hits, and yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I would just go ahead to the Soundcrawler. Go ahead. You're on the Soundcrawler. Go ahead.
The Sandcrawler. Yeah, I was just wondering what because they always include figures with these, right?
Yeah.
So what would the figure be for the Sandcrawler? Because would we just get a grip of Jawas?
No, you get all the droids.
A lot of Jawas.
Yeah.
That was my question. Are we going to get some droids to go with it? Will we have
the
some
lineup, right? The Uncle Owen lineup.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then if you opened it up, it would be nice to have a lot of just trashed up droids and stuff sitting around, and
you'd have the arm that comes down into the suction cup, right, and puts it down, and then it goes into just like the old, and you open up where they're all in there. And you have all the damage, the junk, all the Jawa junk everywhere, cool. And then again you could put Boba Fett's armor in the background because of the books.
Yeah.
80s kids saying AT-AT. You have a definitive AT-AT, right? And but they could have been a bigger one, right? They could have another one. Yeah.
No, that it was the Legacy AT-AT, which is really cool.
Yeah, the Legacy ones are almost like a Haslab. They're beautiful. But I might buy an AT-AT if it was a Haslab.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But you don't collect vintage collection.
But that's not an eyesore. Man and Mike, I have all the droids for the purchase of the droids, so that would be cool. Diorama, yeah. So he's got all those. I'm gonna look at this Rhino Hobbies. It's still up on eBay for that Soundcrawler as far as Haslab. I'm gonna look at that. And that's interesting. Yeah. Digger crawler. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's, I've seen. The Soundcrawler 3D printed. The people who did that, I think, are the ones I follow. That I have my R2D2 that built it, and it is you can scale it to a Black Series if you wanted to.
That's crazy.
I mean, it is beautiful, and it treads. And it works. It's remote control. It has all the motor parts, so you can have it. Yeah, it's freaking.
That's nuts.
The 3D printers out there, man. The people who are doing stuff, it's amazing. It's amazing.
That's crazy. I wanted to share this really quick. Just I'll split screen really quick. This is the somebody brought it up earlier. The Jazzwares Darth Revan helmet.
Yeah. Oh, it's on sale.
It's on sale for pros right now. So if you want that, there you go. It's on GameStop.com. It looks pretty cool. It's not Black Series, so I don't know quite what the quality is on Jazzwares helmets.
But, don't think with that price it would have electronics like a voice changer, right? Yeah,
those never work out the way you want them to anyway. So
right.
Probably better off without it. But
if you were to cosplay, it's to me like the Black Series helmets for the most part, or these, I think it's a good base. I would definitely upgrade it and paint it and add things to those helmets to make it a little bit more, it's a cool helmet. I love Revan's like one of my favorite EU characters. So which we'll have to get. We I think last time we did the Hot Toys Revan review.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what we were talking about. Now you know, kids.
All right. So let's it's going to be interesting. They didn't say when they were going to announce the Haslab. I don't know when they would. Maybe it's coming and by next show, or when I was hoping that we had something. But again, I mean,
who knows?
What did you say? It's good that they're delaying it for my wallet. Like, okay, I have a little bit more time to pay off the last Haslab. Like, okay. So something that big on a delay is cool, but I think that we'll get a teaser and then they announce we're gonna get. And I don't think it's gonna be like right away, like boom. I think we'll get like a little bit of a teaser and then the announcement or the date of the announcement. So, they were very apologetic on why and stuff, and and I think for the most part, people are anticipating, anxiously awaiting it, and we'll be happy with it. So.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're winding down, Scott. That was the Black Series updates, the retro, the vintage collection, and what's out there. Again, there's so much more out there, but we hit the major milestones and everything. So I'll leave you and the pit with this scary image. We do it because again, we always do a spotlight. We didn't have a collection this week, but what we do have is probably the most disturbing, obscure Star Wars collectibles that ever to come out. You ready for this? It's a nightmare fuel. We've got our suck my kiss Jar Jar candy. If anybody remembers this, I want to know who thought about this, who pitched it, and thought it was like great idea. What's more what was more disturbing when I was like, okay, I'm going to do this is when I Googled it, they had images of people using this. And that was more disturbing of this in general.
Oh my God.
So
Jesus.
this is a real thing. If anybody did not know, it was a real thing back in 99.
Yes, it was
2000s and stuff. And it's like, you know what? There it is. So with that whole 3PO tape dispenser and the Jar Jar suck my kiss candy. Again, nightmare fuel. But
just imagine what it takes to oh my God.
Again,
You're
the
just
pitch
making
meeting
out with a toy. Yeah.
Like the guy who actually made one and they were like, yeah, go for it. Here's money here. Let's produce this. That is it. Wow. I mean, they knew Star Wars fans were going to buy everything, but
obviously, yeah. That's Jesus.
So just real
Bridal
fast.
hobbies.
Yeah. Again,
Whoa.
Here's your nightmare fuel. Again, I just want to, and I think that
what's with the freaking texture? What's with the texture on the tongue?
It's strawberry flavored. It is so bad.
God.
I don't remember if I got this or not. I would get like the grocery store stuff, like the Pez dispensers and everything else. And
I did not, because I remember seeing it and thinking, what the hell is
I'm not doing that. I'm not eating that.
Yeah. Look at Gordon's comment down there.
Gordon lost his virginity to that Jar Jar. Yeah, that's Bez dispenser on as very it's shock. It's one of the things I love about Star Wars too, is that growing up we had the Underoos and we had like all these other things going on that were just like, because Star Wars was everything, and that just proves that they put it on everything possibly imagined. And it's so great, and like I love it. At the same time, again, it's just very disturbing. So
I remember Ewok shampoo dispensers where you take their head off and pour the shampoo in your hand and put it.
I had them. So Luke Skywalker's conditioner and Darth Vader was the shampoo. I even had the there was so many. Lax Sivrak checking in. What's up, man? Good to hear from you. Mando, we know where your mind went. Dog.
Absolutely know where
you went there, and we all went there because you brought it up. So we'll just leave it at that, right?
We went there in anticipation, knowing that Mike was going to go there.
I looked at, I go, oh, Mando Mike's going to say something. He's going to say something. I know it, and I'll have to put it up and for the public because that's what I do. I put it up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, Gordon's not proud of it. Oh, Gordon.
Own it, buddy. Own it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, until the next time that we meet up and discuss everything that's coming out in our collecting worlds, our other world of what we do in Star Wars. Of course, meet us again this Wednesday because we're going to be breaking down Tales from the Empire, May 4th, The Acolyte, and speaking of Jar Jar, there might be something very dark on the horizons for Jar Jar coming up, which is so much fun.
It is.
All of that we're going to be discussing on Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be an awesome show. So, of course, those of you that are joining us from the Federation, go to Ernie's at 6:00 and then hit us over at 8 when we start dissecting everything Star Wars. Like and subscribe, tell a friend, spread the word, man. Starlight Digest, we got the toys covered, we got the movies covered, we got everything covered. In fact, I had a lot of discussions with novels over the past May 4th weekend, and we're going to have to do a deep dive, but a very cliff note version of all the novels that are out there, because a lot of them are starting to surface again, especially with the Acolyte and some interest on the High Republic. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike. See, there's spoiler. I'm not gonna put. See what he said?
Don't click
Yeah.
it. Don't click it.
I'm not gonna click it. I'm not gonna give it.
Yeah,
All right.
click
So, with that, thank you, Scott, for joining me tonight. It was fun. Thank you, everybody in the pit, for joining. Of course, all the 1 minute toy reviews that Scott does, it's awesome. Give him a thumbs up, man. It's everything. It's not just Star Wars. It's everything. It's the collecting world, man. Toys, and it's so much fun to kind of visit it all, right?
Ooh, and the one that dropped today is very special 1 minute toy review today.
Yeah.
About
See?
Tashi Station Emporium and some stuff that's coming out. So everybody go over there.
Speaking
check
of,
it out, give it a thumbs up. And
speaking of play sets and dioramas, I've got the 3 3/4 covered. Took a while, but we're there. Yep. Scott did an amazing review on what I've got coming out, and there will be more following, a lot more following. So, yeah. So Tashi Station Emporium for 10% off your entire purchase of your figure stands, dioramas, displays for all figures. Starlight Digest Podcast is your 10% off coupon. And yeah, we will see you guys Wednesday for the live show. With that, I think we're done. Scott, we hit it all. Yeah, we hit it all.
Yeah.
All
right.
Mando, I will post this, but Mando he likes that Tashi Station stuff. Thank you. All right, cool. With that,
there's
Scott,
there's so much I want to say about the Tashi Station stuff, but I can't because I haven't been given the green light yet.
You can say it. I just don't know when I'm gonna launch it, but I will say soon. I mean, it has to be soon. It's all done. I just have to take glam shots and then post it. So I will.
But even what you've got planned for the future.
Oh
too.
yeah.
So much stuff.
As I have the camera out, I might as well take pictures of that too. So I will hashtag unleash the solo soon.
I don't know if I suddenly got a little too excited for something I shouldn't have, or anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. With that, Scott,
keep it nerdy, everybody.
Bye.
This is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You are listening to the Sarlacc Digest. What a fascinating play on words.